the program. And they call him Chooks boy.
Yes, that's what they call me, my dear. And I feel it right into my marrow.
Good morning. And good to see
How are you doing, Victor?
Where
Yeah,
you?
right. I won't say that. You think I'm a fool. I go short, I don't see
But you just said it.
I go short, I don't see get sense.
just
That would be
said it.
double tragedy. Good to see you guys.
Same here, Chikudi.
Thank you.
Look at the papers quickly. We'll begin with the leadership. The leadership newspaper leads with Oshun Decides. All you need to know about tomorrow's poll is right here on the front page of the leadership. Number of registered voters, polling units, all of that. PBC's collected. A copy would definitely do you good. Away from that, we have just beside the masthead, NSA, IGP lead fresh push to remove Nigeria from U.S. country of particular concern list. And below that, Catholic priests reject FG's ranching plan for Benue. Details on page 8. And next to that, 7 miners killed as pit collapses in Plateau village. Not a good one, and that can be found on page 7 of the leadership. Looking at some other headlines, just beside the lead story, we have will be at the polling booths, Oshun voters vow. Tinubu assures voters of adequate security. Parties make last-minute push. Oshun government sues Father Honsi over kill accord members threat. That's all on the Oshun election. And below we have why the election matters. That's also on the Oshun election, which is scheduled to hold tomorrow. All right, so that's about it on the front page of leadership.
All right, thank you, Ian Ray. I have the blueprint, and the blueprint also leads with the Oshun poll. Adeleke Oyebamiji, 84-year-old retired principal, Yemisi, 12 others vie for 1.9 million votes. Tinubu assures security. Accord party faction endorses APC. The Adeleke campaign team seeks transparency. Police charge personnel on neutrality. Details on page 7. And just beside that, ICPC recovers 24 billion naira from ghost workers. Over 900 accounts forfeited. That's on page 8. Northwest unites against terrorism, seeks improved welfare for security personnel. We need more than military action to tackle insecurity. That's credited to Idris. And you get details of that on page 7. And to the final set of stories here. Mba tours Enugu International Hospitals, says we are ready for the world, page 7. Deep offshore incentive will accelerate investment growth. That's according to Ojulari on page 20. Flood submerges several houses in Lafia. 7 killed in Plateau mine collapse, pages 6 and 7. And don't include Benue in national ranching policy, Catholic priests tell FG. That's on page 9. And finally from here, National Policing Bill. FG extends submission of memoranda to August 21. It's on page 7. Chukode.
24 billion what? Ghost...
24 billion naira recovered from ghost workers.
That's unfortunate. I started hearing about ghost workers, in primary school.
Oh, not when you worked for NEPA.
I'll be 69 December 5, and they are still talking ghost workers. Even with all the technological achievement in the world that can help you eliminate easily. Isn't there such a thing as staff audit anymore? Verification and the rest of it. Let me hear next that the auditors and the finance officers have been sacked, please. What are we talking about? There are certain things that should not recur. It tells you that some people are not serious about serving God. Let me not religionize it. Before we go to Oshu, let me quickly appeal to the Catholic priests who are rejecting FG's ranching plan for Benue. We are all saying that it is wicked to walk cows all the way from Sokoto to Cameroon or wherever they are taken. That ranching is the solution. Ranching is the answer. Now there's a ranching plan in place, and it's been rejected. Look, the way to solve this thing is that people should be ready to make mutual concession. There will never be a situation where everyone will be satisfied, with what is proposed to solve the lingering issue of farmer-herder clashes, So my appeal is that, let's say that is the opening argument. Dialogue would eventually soften up positions, and people would, do what is right for this country. We cannot keep on talking about a crisis that can be managed. Intransigence is not the answer to it. Now, Oshu decides. What's very important to me more than anything else is INEC ready? Is the umpire, the arbiter ready? That is what I'm interested in. And we're not going to say that this is a litmus test for what's going to happen in 2027, because Oshu is just a tiny segment. The mass that happens between February and March next year is an entirely different ball game. But still, it will to some extent tell us how the different devices we are going to employ would work, how things would generally, logistics, work out. They say the child is father to the man. That's an English proverb. That means that one's tendencies in childhood somehow give you a peep into how they would behave as adults. So let INEC please do the best they can. Then the different political parties. I know one here win after the election. Do they have all their party agents at the different booths? Some people were going to court during the last election, 2023. Do you know that those people did not have agents in half of the booths in this country? I mean, if there are no persons who are overseeing the process for you, how are you going to gather evidence to tell people that things have not been done quite the proper way? So let everyone make sure that their house is in order, so that we don't see litigations that don't mean anything at the end of the exercise. Yeah. I wish Oshu people well tomorrow.
Now, this one draws my attention. Mbata's Enugu International Hospitals says we are ready for the world. Some would say that the biggest readiness is not when you tire it, but when you actually use it.
When you use it.
If you have a headache, would you still go abroad? Or you will use that one that makes you ready?
They are ready for the world. What I want to think is, you see, I have seen Nigerian doctors at work. If you go to Karishi, you go to Karishi to be treated. The diligence those doctors bring into how they treat you. And you say, hey, Dr. Eze, what's this? Just write this thing now, let me go. My daughter is already taking her medication.
You mean Karishi
she said,
General Hospital?
Yes. He said, I must make this thing ready for the next doctor to take over seamlessly.
Of course.
Oh my God. I said I should have passed mathematics so that I would have had a
Same
opportunity.
way you hand over production.
The diligence. Nigerian doctors are wonderful. That leads me to what I'm talking about. How are they for equipping of who meet world standard? The last time I checked, I'm not going to mention the government hospitals in Abuja here. The X-ray unit, the general X-ray unit does not work there. And I'm talking about two big ones here. I know because I'm involved. The only X-ray that worked there, I don't know whether they have now bought them, replaced them, were the ones in trauma. Those very serious accidents and all. You can't tell them you don't have an X-ray, But the general one, where you will pay 26,000 naira and have your MCUG and RUG done, you would go to private hospital to pay 100,000. That's what I paid 2 times. Look at the burden they are putting on the people. Yeah, right. The things that are happening in our health sector, they are unspeakable, and it's not right. I know what I'm talking about because I'm involved. You know my case with Jamilu.
You also want to probe that. Is it that there's a deliberate effort to make the ones in the government facilities not work?
I don't know about the criminality that could be intoned in the whole process. But the important thing is let it work. People are suffering. Something you will pay 26,000 naira for, you go to a private lab to pay 100,000. How many people can afford that? It is not right. So let Enugu International Hospital work in terms of equipping, and let them learn to maintain equipment. Not my papa job, one of the killers of progress in our country.
Maintenance, of course, is a big issue, you know, not just in the health sector, in every sector.
No, we declined, whichever way you look at it. We declined, even in the newsroom. In those days in the newsroom, you keep a phone, go back and come, and you see the phone. These days, I went to one newsroom and they said, keep your phone well. It doesn't make sense.
I know of flash drives, not phones.
Jumai would say, who keep this tape here? She'll put it in her bag, and the next day she'll reprimand whoever left that tape carelessly. This fastness is not a rogue, then pick up. We have declined in any way you want to think about in this country. Village people like me are troubled because that's not how we were. You know, I was born when you could help somebody change the tire of their Maurice Minor or 404, and they give you Torah saying, we don't take money. These days, children plant nails on the road. You get a bus tire, they come out from the bush and tell you, oh, guy, we're money at 10,000. Where are we going to?
Talking about how we have declined, I'm wondering if, you know, we should be pushing to be removed from the list of countries of particular concern, or if we should be dealing with the issues that led us there in the first place. There's this headline here: NSA IGP lead fresh push to remove Nigeria from U.S. country of particular concern list. Now, you've just mentioned some of the issues, you know, at the moment. So shouldn't we be thinking about how to deal with these issues? Because if we naturally get better, we won't be in some of these lists.
Mary, I've been to Brazil, I've been to the UK, I've been to the US. It was only in Brazil I saw greenery that was like Nigerian greenery. We are blessed more than any other person on this patch of earth. Any other country you can think of. Let us make our country work. Who you blame? They want to remove you from countries of. Imagine the label. It's not in our stars. It is in ourselves. Let things work. Let things work. I went to school, university, when meal ticket was 50 naira, 50 kobo. If you saw the leg of the lap or the wing they would give me, going to university was great. These days you see people who don't even eat.
You've eaten enough. We've been asked to thank you for the much that you
thank me out.
Eggs are beyond the reach of certain people.
Yes, that's true.
You know.
So what happened to us?
Chuko, they have a great weekend.
Okay, guys, I'll see you on Monday.
See you again on Monday. Good Morning Nigeria returns after this break. Please do stay with us.
It's election time.